Ever wondered if cheap pistols can actually be trusted for real-world use? Today on the Gun Vault, I bought 10 budget handguns from Walmart to see if low price really means low quality. The results shocked me. Some failed, some impressed, and one performed like a premium gun. Let's find out what happened. This video is for educational purposes only and does not promote harm or unsafe use of firearms. Number 10. IWI Masada Slim. Ever bought a cheap pistol expecting problems but ended up getting surprised instead? That's exactly what happened when I picked up the IWI Masada Slim, one of the most affordable carry guns I found during this Walmart budget test. On paper, this pistol looks simple, but once you hold it, the ergonomics immediately stand out. The Masada Slim is a lightweight, striker-fired 9mm built for concealed carry and home defense, with a slim profile that makes it comfortable for everyday use. At the range, the first thing I noticed was the trigger, smooth, predictable, and better than most pistols in this price range. Accuracy was surprisingly solid at defensive distances, and reliability stayed consistent through multiple magazines without a single malfunction. The grip texture gives good control without feeling too aggressive, which makes it great for both new shooters and experienced users. Is it perfect? Not exactly. The sights are basic and the finish isn't as premium as high-end guns, but for the money, the value is hard to ignore. If you needed a budget pistol you could trust for carry or home defense, this one earns respect. What do you think about the Masada Slim? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault for the next test. Number 9. Ruger American Pistol Compact. When I bought a stack of cheap pistols for this Walmart test, I honestly didn't expect much from the Ruger American Pistol Compact, but this one turned out to be a real surprise. This handgun was designed as a duty-style pistol at a budget price, and you can feel that the moment you pick it up. The grip is solid, the controls are easy to reach, and the overall build feels tougher than most guns in this price range. Chambered in 9mm, the American Pistol Compact offers good capacity, a strong recoil spring, and a slide that feels built to last. At the range, reliability was the first thing that stood out. It ran clean through multiple magazines without any issues, which is exactly what you want in a home defense or carry gun. Accuracy was also better than expected, especially at defensive distances, and the recoil felt smooth thanks to the slightly heavier frame. Now, it's not perfect. The trigger is a bit heavy compared to newer striker-fired pistols, and the design looks more practical than stylish. But when it comes to value for money, this gun proves you don't need to spend a fortune to get reliability. Would you trust the Ruger American Compact for carry or home defense? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 8. S&W CSX. When I saw the price tag on the Smith & Wesson CSX, I honestly wondered if a small metal frame pistol this cheap could actually perform well, but this was one of the most interesting surprises in the whole Walmart test. The CSX, also known as the Chief Special X, is different from most budget pistols because it uses an aluminum alloy frame instead of polymer, which immediately makes it feel more solid in the hand. Chambered in 9mm and designed for concealed carry, this gun is compact, lightweight, and easy to control, even for shooters who prefer a traditional feel. At the range, the first thing I noticed was the trigger. Since this is a hammer-fired design, the pull feels different from striker guns, but once you get used to it, the accuracy is actually very impressive for such a small pistol. Reliability was also excellent, with no failures during testing, which makes it a strong option for home defense or everyday carry. The downside is the manual safety and slightly stiff trigger may not be for everyone, especially if you like simple striker pistols. Still, for the money, the value is hard to ignore. Would you carry the CSX or stick with polymer guns? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 7. Glock 43X MAUS. I'll be honest, when I added the Glock 43X MAUS to this cheap pistol experiment, I didn't expect it to stand out, but this gun quickly reminded me why Glock has such a strong reputation for reliability. The 43X MAUS is a slim, striker-fired 9mm designed for concealed carry, but it also works surprisingly well for home defense thanks to its balance of size and control. The frame is lightweight, the grip angle feels natural, and the AUS cut allows you to mount a red dot, which is something you don't always see on pistols in this price range. At the range, the performance was exactly what you would expect from a Glock. Simple, consistent, and extremely reliable. It fed every type of ammo without problems, and the accuracy at defensive distances was very solid. The trigger isn't the best on the market, but it's predictable, and that makes it easy to shoot fast follow-up shots. The only downside is the lower magazine capacity compared to larger pistols, and the price can still feel high for a cheap gun. But when it comes to value for money and real-world usability, this one proves why Glock is trusted worldwide. Would you pick the 43X MOS for carry, or go with something bigger? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 6. HK USP Compact. When I bought the Heckler & Koch USP Compact for this cheap pistol test, I didn't expect an older design to compete with modern striker-fired guns, but this one quickly proved why it still has such a strong reputation. The USP Compact is a hammer-fired 9mm built with durability in mind, originally designed for military and law enforcement use, and you can feel that rugged quality the moment you pick it up. The frame feels solid, the controls are positive, and the recoil system makes the gun surprisingly comfortable to shoot. At the range, reliability was exactly what you would hope for from an HK pistol. It ran through every magazine without a single issue, and the accuracy was excellent for a compact handgun, making it a strong choice for both home defense and range use. The double-action trigger takes some practice, but once you learn it, the gun feels very predictable and safe to carry. The downside is the price and the slightly bulky design compared to newer pistols, but the value comes from long-term durability. This is the kind of gun that just keeps working. Would you still trust the USP Compact today, or do you prefer modern striker pistols? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 5. HK VP9. I didn't expect one of the biggest surprises in this cheap pistol test to be the Heckler & Koch VP9, but this gun quickly showed why so many shooters still consider it one of the best value-for-money pistols on the market. The VP9 is a striker-fired 9mm that was built for accuracy, reliability, and comfort. And the first thing you notice is the grip. The ergonomics are outstanding, with interchangeable panels that let you fit the gun perfectly to your hand, something you rarely see on budget-friendly pistols. At the range, the performance was impressive right from the first magazine. The trigger is clean and smooth, making it easy to shoot accurately, and the recoil feels very controlled, even during fast follow-up shots. Reliability was exactly what you would expect from HK, with no malfunctions during testing, which makes this a strong option for home defense, range shooting, or even duty use. The only downside is that magazines and accessories can cost more than other brands, but the quality makes up for it. For the price, the VP9 feels like a premium gun sold at a lower cost. Do you think the VP9 is still one of the best striker pistols today? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 4. Kel-Tec P15. When I picked up the Kel-Tec P15 for this cheap pistol experiment, I wasn't sure what to expect, but this gun turned out to be one of the most interesting surprises in the entire test. The P15 is a very slim, lightweight 9mm designed for concealed carry, but what makes it stand out is the capacity. For such a small pistol, it holds more rounds than many larger guns, which immediately makes it attractive for both everyday carry and home defense. The grip is thin, easy to hold, and comfortable even for smaller hands, and the overall weight makes it easy to carry all day without feeling heavy. At the range, the performance was better than I expected for a budget pistol. The recoil was manageable, accuracy at defensive distances was solid, and the gun ran through multiple magazines without any serious problems. The trigger isn't the smoothest, and the finish feels a little basic, but that's where the lower price shows. Still, when you look at the value for money, the P15 gives you capacity, reliability, and good usability in a very compact package. That's hard to ignore at this price point. Would you trust the Kel-Tec P15 for carry, or do you prefer bigger pistols? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 3. Mossberg MC2. When I added the Mossberg MC2 to this cheap pistol test, I honestly didn't expect it to compete with bigger names, but this handgun turned out to be one of the best value-for-money surprises in the whole lineup. The MC2 is a compact striker-fired 9mm designed for concealed carry and home defense, and the first thing you notice is how comfortable it feels in the hand. The grip texture is solid without being too aggressive, and the size makes it easy to control while still being small enough to carry every day. At the range, the performance was very impressive for a pistol in this price range. The trigger is clean, the recoil feels smooth, and accuracy at defensive distances was better than expected. What really stood out was the reliability. The MC2 fed different types of ammo without problems, which is exactly what you want in a gun you might trust for personal defense. It's not the most premium-looking pistol, and the sights are fairly basic, but the overall build feels strong and practical. For the money, this gun proves you don't need to spend a fortune to get something dependable. Would you trust the Mossberg MC2 for everyday carry or home defense? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 2. Walther PDP Compact. When I picked up the Walther PDP Compact during this cheap pistol test, I wasn't expecting it to feel this refined, but after the first few shots, it was clear this gun was built with performance in mind. The PDP Compact is a striker-fired 9mm that's often praised for its ergonomics, and once you hold it, you understand why. The grip texture is aggressive but comfortable, the slide is easy to rack, and the overall balance makes it feel like a much more expensive pistol. At the range, the trigger was one of the best in this entire test. It's clean, short, and very predictable, which makes accuracy come naturally even during fast shooting. Reliability was exactly what you would hope for, with no malfunctions during testing, and the recoil felt very controlled thanks to the solid frame design. This makes the PDP Compact a strong option for home defense, range use, or even duty carry. The only downside is that it's slightly larger than some carry guns, so concealment can be harder for some people. Still, when you look at value for money, this pistol feels like a premium gun at a lower price. Do you think the Walther PDP Compact is one of the best striker pistols today? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. Number 1. Shadow Systems MR920. I saved one of the most talked about pistols for last, because when I bought the Shadow Systems MR920 for this cheap pistol experiment, I wanted to see if a Glock-style gun at this price could really deliver premium performance. The MR920 is a striker-fired 9mm built for shooters who want reliability, accuracy, and better ergonomics without spending custom gun money. The first thing you notice is the grip. It feels more natural than most polymer pistols, and the texture gives excellent control without being uncomfortable. At the range, this gun performed like something much more expensive. The trigger is clean, the reset is short, and accuracy at defensive distances was excellent, even during fast shooting. Reliability was also very solid, with no malfunctions during testing, which makes it a strong choice for home defense, carry, or range use. Another big advantage is the optics-ready slide, something many shooters want today. The downside is the price is still higher than basic budget pistols, but the extra features make the value easy to understand. This feels like a duty-ready handgun right out of the box. Do you think the MR920 is worth the money, or would you stick with a standard Glock? Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Gun Vault. So after testing all 10 cheap pistols, the big question is, does price really decide reliability? Some of these guns proved you don't need to spend a fortune for accuracy and performance. Tell me in the comments which one surprised you most. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the Gun Vault.